Community in distress. Their loved ones have been killed by terrorists. Human bodies litter the streets, some with deep machete cuts, and many burnt beyond recognition. It's not a pleasant sight to behold. The smell of burnt humans fills the air, and graves are being dug as the living bury their dead. According to eyewitnesses, the terrorists stormed Brgie village in their numbers, shooting sporadically and setting houses ablaze with occupants in them. Those who were lucky to escape say the rampaging gunmen operated for over an hour, adding that military intervention came late.
Kill our people, kill our husband. Don't put fire anywhere. We don't know where they come from. They come kill our children with my uncle, father, my sister yesterday.
About 10:30 yesterday night, after a successful wedding of our illustrious son, the Fulani just occurred to the village and attacked us. And many souls were killed. About 30 corpses are laying down. Many are injured, are in the hospitals. And we are pleading on the solidarity of the government to come and rescue us. We knew what is happening in this land. We are living peacefully with these Fulanis. And now we became enemies to each other. We don't know what is the cost. And we are looking for the government to come. And one thing that disturbs us, we have military men around, but they can't help us. We want the government to withdraw all the checkpoints out of our Chablan.
There are plenty, more than 200 people's attacks.
Did they bring guns? What did they bring?
They bring guns and shooting us and burn our house. Yes.
What were they saying? Did you hear anything they were saying?
They said that they will come back again, us, and kill my children and also my wife, brother.
It's a black Sunday for these people as they gather to bury the remains of their loved ones in a mass grave.
Already about 32 people are killed. About 40 houses were burned. There was nobody that came here to help us. So I don't know. All of us were in pains. We are even confused who to complain to again now. Because we have been complaining and there's no any assistance. When the attack was going on, we called the military. I personally called them and informed them. Well,
so what was
according to them, they said they tried their best. You know, when the attack was going on, I was not there. So I won't say this is what they did. But all what I know, people were killed.
We will not run away from our land. Even if they come tonight after us, we are killed, there will still be some people who will talk, and there will be young who will rise again. Amen. And so we ask that the government of Kaduna State and the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria, they should do the needful. They know what they should do to stop this evil. They know it. I have said it, and let me repeat myself again. If by mistake one cow is killed by any of the community here, the number of military troops that will enter and ransack the community and look for those to arrest because one cow has been killed. And now we have 33 corpses and a young boy of less than 5 years who has been beheaded. What has that young boy done to these evil people?
Several villagers could be seen packing their bags to leave the village. They are scared that the terrorists may return and strike again. The people of Brgie village in Zango Kataf local government area feel abandoned by the government. They want the perpetrators brought to book. Nisi Gabriel, Arise News, Kaduna.
Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is
that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. This particular sit-at-home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit-at-home have gathered all the sabos together, all the saboteur together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra?
The governor of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays, it means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland. The governor of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by our enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
A minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate them, and our heroes living as we continue to fight on until Biafra is fully restored and our leaders are released in whichever ways. He say, warm greetings to all Biafrans joining us and listening from all over the globe. And I salute the existence of our leaders, starting from our heroes that were slaughtered in 1929, our women, men, and children, coming to 1945, coming down to 1954, 55, 56, and 1964, 65, and the genocidal war that took away unnumbered lives of our babies, women, and children. I salute all of you that are joining us. I salute Wazirike for his sacrifice of rekindling the fire of Biafra. Though you were sabotage and you gave in, that spirit of awakening which you came with is what gives us the hope that we must continue to fight. I salute all the heroes that stood by you and fought with you until they were all betrayed. That's why the topic of this program is very pertinent. So if you know those that don't want to hear the truth, call them to come over here because it's time for them to hear what they are not supposed to hear and what they don't want to hear. Nnamdi Kanu was betrayed by in-house saboteurs, and I salute him for his existence and his sacrifice. He is still sacrificing for the Biafran people. And because he was sabotaged and nobody cared to hold those that have sabotaged him and the Biafra freedom process responsible, that is why more of you have arisen to rekindle the spirit of Okpapiasika and Ifejuna. But in our own time, you have met a brick wall, and that brick wall is very resistive. So, come will be your portion. Ise, Ise, the lawsuit will continue. And anybody that is coming to destroy what BRJ has sacrificed so far, you will collect come. So let your lamentations continue behind the scene while you all come out in the public to make noise. At the end of the day, we will know where you land. We salute our Supreme Leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been betrayed by some of us Biafrans. We salute our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, whom because he did not take the sabotages and the saboteurs around him to be serious, they ended up sabotaging him again. He had so much trust in Finland and the cabinet that were all surrounding him, not knowing that some of them were even working for Ifeanyi Uba political campaign of the Nigerian politicians. You sit in the cabinet, you get every information, and then you are a member and a campaign manager of Ifeanyi Uba campaigning for one Nigeria, yet you claim to be inside BRGI cabinet. And our PM trusted them so much. He never believed that they could betray him, that they could become a saboteur of his own time. I salute our PM for standing his ground for Biafra to this day, and every man and woman in the Biafra Defense Forces. defending Biafra land. Our loyalty and royalty, we give it all to you. Because without you guys in the homeland sacrificing your lives, there is no Biafra to call as a territory. So, on this very note, the Biafra Defense Forces have reminded all Biafrans that One Nigeria First October Independence Celebration is not in Biafra territory. It's not for you as a Biafran, because you conducted a referendum. The results are there. It is from those referendums you conducted that gave us the power to extract a living document of declaration of Biafra officially. And about 517 delegates endorsed and ratified that declaration of independence on 2nd of December. And Biafra independence was declared. So, Biafra territory is no-go area for Nigeria independence. That is what everybody should get into their head. As a Biafran, call your families and friends and educate them to stay in their houses on this very day that Nigeria claims to have a show of force in the name of independence. Because the celebration of Nigerian independence simply means glorifying the massacre of babies, women, and children carried out by the terrorists that Nigeria government breeds. The celebration of October 1st of Nigeria independence simply means gratifying and rewarding all the terrorists that have slaughtered babies, women, and children in their sleeps for their good work and their goodwill. That is what it means. Buhari, the former president of Nigeria, made it very clear that they killed over millions of Biafrans to keep Nigeria as one. So if you are celebrating and upholding the integrity of Nigeria in the name of independence celebration, you are actually glorifying Nigeria for the massacre and slaughter of your babies, women, and children. You can go to Kafanchan and do the celebration. You can go to Abuja, you can go to Kaduna, you can go to Kanu. But Biafra land is not where you celebrate that nonsense. Go to where Uthman and Fodio existed in the north. Go to where Buhari existed in the north. Go to where the terrorists exist in the north. The reason why you don't see us stockpiling dead bodies of our babies, women, and children on a daily basis is because of the Biafra Defense Forces. The Biafra Defense Forces have drawn two parallel lines that cannot come together to join with one Nigerian terrorist to say they are one. No. That is why there are two parallel lines. They can never become perpendicular in nature. So don't think that we come to join of anything. No. For now, we fight to finish. So, Biafran people, this message is very clear. Inform one Nigerian terrorists and their likes and their citizens that they should not try to showcase their show of force in Biafra territory with this their massacre of independence. With this their massacre independence celebration. They should stop it in the far north. They should not cross into Biafra land. No celebration of any kind should showcase itself When Biafra Defense Forces gives announcement, take it very serious. I am not here to come and tell you what will happen and what will not happen. A word is enough for the wise. And to all Biafrans, stay away from any place that any celebration will be going on. Stay away from any place that you know that the presence of one Nigeria terrorist will be felt. 1st October is going to be a day of reckoning to some terrorist groups that have come and regrouped to come and kill our women, babies, and children. All you have to do is stay in your houses and stay very clear, far, far, far away from any place you know that the presence of these terrorists of one Nigeria will be felt. The message has been delivered. All Biafrans, wherever you are, screenshot this flyer you see on the screen, this photo that says No Nigeria 1st October Independence Celebration in Biafra territory. Screenshot it and share it everywhere. Let it go viral and let everybody be aware of this. So, as we continue this program, I welcome all of you once again. The entire cabinet of BRGI, starting from our APM to every cabinet member, both in diaspora and in the homeland. I salute you all, and all Biafrans globally, both those that support BRGI or identifies with BRGI, and those that do not. I want you all to understand something, that BRGI is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And it's a government for all Biafrans. It is not for sectionalized Biafrans. No. It is for every Biafran. It is incumbent on you to come in and support and give what you have financially, mentally, socially, educationally, intellectually, and otherwise, so that we can move to the next stage. It is a gradual process, and it will not happen overnight. After our declaration of Biafra, do not expect that you will sleep in your houses and wake up and then tomorrow there is no terrorist existence of one Nigeria in Biafra land. You will still see the police, the Air Force, and the Navy, but with time, they will all disappear, because it is our duty to make sure they disappear. We have to send off all the occupational terrorists that are occupying Biafra land, so that we will take control of Biafra land and our sovereignty will be fully implemented. If you are not on the same page with us, you better get into the toilet. Yes, because Biafra has come to stay, and no man born of a woman can destroy it. You take Nnamdi Kanu out of the way, Mazi Simon Ekpa arose. You take Wazirike out of the way, Nnamdi Kanu arose. You take Mazi Simon Ekpa out of the way, Mazi Okechukwu Nkere arose. You can't even take Okechukwu Nkere out of the way now, because he is not in Europe, he is not in Africa, he is not in the UK. I want you all to understand something. The past leaders we had, one have been in Africa, the other one have been in UK, and the other one have been in Europe. Now this one is in America. So Africa have betrayed the trust of Biafran people, UK have betrayed the trust of Biafran people, Europe have betrayed the trust of Biafran people. Now we want America to also betray the trust of Biafran people, so that we know that we do not deserve to live. Yes. And until then, we fight to finish. So, Igbo politicians jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while Fulani terrorists are being protected and represented by their own senators, their own governors, and their own ministers, and even their clerics. This very man you see on the screen here, his name is Osita Izunaso. This is Senator Osita Isunaso. If you do not know his name, this very man you see that is speaking. When I tell you that those that are holding Nnamdi Kanu in jail and those that put Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, in jail are not the Fulani terrorists, are not the Yorubas, are not even the federal government of Nigeria. The people that are doing this are the Igbo politicians, the Igbo elite. I know many of you don't want to be hearing this from me, but I'm disappointing you today because Owazurike was sabotaged by these same Igbo politicians. Owazurike was sabotaged by these same Igbo politicians. These same Igbo politicians that you see, they gathered, they killed some Biafrans that were under Mazop. Peter Obi led the killing. And all these senators and ministers, they arranged it all. And the Oba opened his mouth and confessed when they were doing political campaign that he knows how he dealt with Owazurike to end Biafra. They made sure they killed all the commanders and the generals that were working with Owazurike for Biafra. And then they took the last man, the last commander, to him inside detention. Then they told him, all your commanders and generals have all been wiped out, and the rest of them have surrendered. The rest of the Biafran people that used to follow you to carry the flag, they have all chicken in and chicken out. You are alone in this now. Is either you sign this paper and walk out or you rot in jail. Are you all getting the point? Now I want to pose a question to all of you. And I will open the mic later on for people to come in and speak and air their views. So today, that's why I started a bit earlier so that there will be time for some people to comment. But though the program will not last too long so that people can rewatch. I want to ask a question. The story I just narrated now about how Owazurike was sabotaged, was it a Fulani man? Was it a Yoruba man? Was it the president of Nigeria that made the arrangement of killing all the Mazop members in Biafra land? Was it a Fulani man in Abuja? Was it a Yoruba man that made the arrangement of killing all the Mazop gallant commanders and members that were fighting alongside with Owazurike for Biafra? Was it a Fulani man and a Yoruba man that then decided to pick one of the last commanders of Owazurike of Mazop to go inside detention in Krikri prison to go and show Owazurike and say, this is the last person standing. I have killed all of them. If you don't accept the truth, you will rot in jail. Was it a Fulani man? Was it a Yoruba man? Was it an Hausa man that did it? No. So you see why all of you needs to come back to the drawing board, because this is what you have tried to escape and skip all this while. This is Senator Osita Izunaso inside where? Inside the Senate chambers, calling for Simon Ekpa to be kidnapped and arrested and brought back to Nigeria. And he expressed his fear. His fear was not even about that Biafra will come. His fear is that every Nigerian will now come to the acknowledgement of Nigeria not being useful anymore. And then they will come to the actualization that we need to allow everybody to decide if they want independence or not. So he has studied and understood the message that Biafra government in exile are sending out and the template that Biafran government in exile came up with. So he is who? Igbo man, Igbo senator. He is the one that is raising the motion and calling on every other senators of Nigeria to back him up so that they can kill Simon Ekpa and kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and kill Biafra. Are you getting the point? Okay. So he's not a Fulani man or Yoruba man that raised the motion in this red chamber and said that Simon Ekpa should be killed and said that Biafra should be wiped out and said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be wiped out. No, it was Igbo man, a fellow brother of me. Igbo man like me. Igbo man like me, is the one that did it. You cannot see a Fulani man sit down in the Senate chamber and watch Igbo man stand up, a Biafran man stand up, and then start castigating allocation of budget that is allocated to the North Central or the Northwest or the Northeast. That northern senator will stand up and attack this Biafran senator. He will tell that Biafran senator that he should focus on his own region and remove his eye from what is budgeted to the North Central, the Northeast, and the Northwest. And you will not see a senator from that so-called Northeast, Northwest, North Central stand up and tell Nigerian terrorist government that they should come and kill all their Fulani terrorists. No, you will not see. Rather, they will tell you that the government of Nigeria have to negotiate with the terrorists, rehabilitate them, reintegrate them back into the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy, and even make them custom officials, make them the president of Nigeria, just like you see the vice president of Nigeria today, Shetima. Someone that dines and wines with Boko Haram terrorists is now the vice president of Nigeria. So when all of you come out and start doing shoke online, and then the other day we saw some useless, stinky smelling elders who call themselves Biafran elders, say they are protesting in Umuahia. You look at them, you shake your head. You say, who laid curses on these people? And who allowed them to have been alive in my own generation? They say they are protesting to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Inside Umuahia, that is where you're protesting. You are protesting to us as the youth of Biafra to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or you as the elders. Are you supposed to be protesting in Biafra land? While we, the youth, are protesting in Biafra land, you, idiot elders and criminal politicians, terrorist politicians, you are also protesting in Biafra land. Was it a public and showy display of protest that you did when you signed documents and finalized the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya with Nigerian government? When this idiot that is talking here now, this Ewu or Sita Izunaso that is speaking here now, this senator here now, is he talking this nonsense from Biafra land or is talking from Abuja? So why is it that when it is time, you people will now go and do a showy display, a charade in Biafra land and say you are protesting? You are calling for the kidnap and detention and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Simon Ekpa from Abuja here. This is where you are making the decision. But when it is time for you people to go and use the brains of some people that do not know what freedom is all about, you will jump down to Biafra land and go and start making noise. You go and arrange some hungry looking and haggard chiefs who have not eaten for days. You bring them out, you give them some money to come and protest in the street of Umuahia. How long did that your protest last? How long? Boko Haram terrorists are negotiating and wearing RPG on their chest. They are carrying all grenades and magazines. They are wearing bullets from head to toe and standing with senators of Nigeria from the north, ministers and governors, paramount rulers and councillors, negotiating on how they are going to kill babies, women, and children. Yet they negotiate to collect money after killing them. And then the Nigerian government tells the journalists, the newscasters, that they should brand them bandits instead of terrorists. When you call somebody bandit, bandit is someone that is going to steal, not someone that his or her aim and objective is to go and wipe out communities or to take people's lives. No. A bandit is only going to steal and eat. But these are terrorists that their aims are different from bandits. They go to kill, wipe out communities, slaughter and chop heads of babies, women, and children into pieces. And then you are coming to pronounce them as bandits. And then this idiot here, this Igbo politician idiot that you see here, this senator, cannot see anything wrong with that. He's coming to call for the kidnap, the extraordinary rendition of Simon Ekpa. You did not see a senator from the north taking the podium to call on Nigerian terrorist government to clamp down on Biafra. No. The same way you did not see a senator from the north calling on the federal government of Nigeria to go and clamp down on the Fulani terrorists in the north. Because they know what they are doing. Rather, you will see useless and coarse-headed men like this who wear red caps and call themselves Igbo elders, Igbo senators, Igbo House of Rep members, Igbo governors, Igbo ministers. These are all idiots. What they only know and want is to see that Biafrans are wiped out, while the Fulani terrorists breathe and the conquest agenda in one Nigeria takes place. They are very happy when they see that Fulani terrorists are wiping out communities. And they call them, "Oh, Mr. Man, why is it not happening in your side?" They say, "Don't worry, we're going to make it work." Now look at what is on the screen. Oh. This is who? Shetima, the Vice President of Nigeria. Shetima rejects military solution to crush the terrorists in the north. Go and check this news. It is there. If the Vice President of Nigeria rejects military solution, kinetics, to crush the terrorists in Nigeria in the north, what are the Igbo terrorist politicians doing? This is what Igbo politicians are doing. This is what Igbo politicians are doing. Igbo politicians are calling for the head of Simon Ekpa. Yes. Igbo politicians are calling for the head of Simon Ekpa the same way they call on the head of Nnamdi Kanu. The same way they are calling for the head of Biafra Defense Forces. I'm going to bring another news to you today. Today, this same Ohaneze Nkurumini that you see here, they want all Biafra Defense Forces eliminated. Yes. They say they want all Biafra Defense Forces eliminated so that Boko Haram terrorists can come into your communities and wipe all of you out. Then you ask yourself, who gave birth to these elders that you call Igbo politicians, while a sitting vice president is defending the Boko Haram terrorists in the far north and is telling you, do not use weapons on the terrorists to crush the terrorists. But Igbo politicians are placing bounty on the head of Simon Ekpa. They want Simon Ekpa dead. They want Biafrans dead. They want Biafra Defense Forces dead. These are the things you see. And these are the people that you all glorify. These are the people that you look at and you say that they are governors, they are senators, they are ministers. These are the Peter Obi that you see today that are looking for one Nigeria to be the president. And all of you are clapping for them to become the president of Nigeria, so that Fulani terrorists will use them to wipe you all out overnight. When Dave Umahi was the governor of Ebonyi, what happened? I'm asking everybody. When Dave Umahi was the governor in Southeast, what happened? The same Fulani terrorists that he gave lands. When those same Fulani terrorists invaded Biafra land and killed Biafrans, Biafra ESN went after the terrorists. And then, what did you do? Dave Umahi came out and cried why we should crush the terrorists. At the end of the day, the same terrorists came back and wiped out communities. The same Dave Umahi came back to be crying. He was shedding tears from his eyes. And then, when the former vice president of Nigeria came down to Biafra land, he was shedding tears in front of that vice president and say, I gave the Fulani terrorists land. Why did they pay me back this way by killing my people? Did that bring back the lives of the women, babies, and children and men that were wiped out? No. The foolishness and the wickedness of the Igbo politicians, because of their political gain, is what you need to look at. This program going forward will be continuing, and this topic we will maintain. And I want every media personnel, every Biafran that is in the media, this is the topic you need to embark on now. That Igbo politicians are the one jailing Nnamdi Kanu and wanting Simon Ekpa out of the way, and wanting all Biafrans dead, and wanting Biafra Defense Forces dead. You have to push this very message the way it is. This narrative needs to be corrected, and it needs to go into the heads of all Biafrans so that they will understand. They will understand and know their real enemies. Your real enemies are not those ones that are far in Abuja. No, they are those governors, those senators, those ministers, those paramount rulers that are working for one Nigeria that are in your lands. So when you identify them, you will now know how to deal with them. Yes, since they want Nnamdi Kanu to die in detention, hold them accountable. Yes, hold them accountable in your communities. Hold them accountable in your lands. They will not be sleeping in Biafra anymore. They will also have to go and sleep in prison. They will go and sleep in the far north. They will go and sleep in the Middle East. They will go and sleep where they want our leaders to sleep. No, not to give them Biafra land and allow them to enjoy Biafra land and go like that. No. All these senators and ministers and governors, you have to let them understand that enough is enough. You cannot jail Nnamdi Kanu and go scot-free. While the senators of the north are protecting all the Fulani terrorists, you, as Ohanes Ndibo, you, as the governors and senators of Biafra land, you are the one digging the graves of Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Because of your political ambition. You will stay in Abuja forever. You will pack your load and leave Biafra land. You will take all your families and leave Biafra land and go to Abuja and stay. That is what needs to happen going forward. Biafran people need to rise up. Biafran people need to start holding all of you accountable. Locate their houses, locate their offices, and ask them questions. Yes. Hold them accountable and let them tell you what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What happened to Mazi Simon Ekpa? What happened to our Biafra Defense Forces? Because they want Biafra Defense Forces all wiped out so that the terrorists can come out and then have their way. We all understand and know that you are the errand boys of the Nigerian terrorist politicians. Aha. So we are not mincing words. If you are not working for Nigerian terrorist politicians, if you're not working for Nigerian terrorist government, how will the rat where they outside, we don't know the route to inside our house, now know the route to inside our houses? You are the ones that knows everything inside Biafra land, right? And then you go and bring the terrorist government of one Nigeria, the Fulanis from Abuja, and bring them all in to come and take us out. While you now go back and sit back and enjoy yourself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not rot in jail. Instead, all of you Igbo politicians, you will leave Biafra land to go and bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back for us. As you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to rot in jail, all of you will not have peace in Biafra land. Biafran people will look for all of you. Yes, this is the reality that all of you need to understand. I was talking to someone this evening and I told him that now all of you don't talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. You don't talk about Biafra again. You don't talk about Mazi Simon Ekpa again. You see how time changed? All of you that were shouting, hey, holy, 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 Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Oh, IPOB, one family, IPOB, one family. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took the confidence that you people repose on him and then decided to carry the helmet and wear, very heavy helmet. The same thing to Mazi Simon Ekpa. And when he now went into the bush, expecting all of you to stand and be fanning the fire to continue to burn until his return, all of you have all left him. You're now going to do Igbo Day. You're now going to do Ohaneze Day. You're now going to do Olu Day. You're now going to go and do Umutanze Day. Nobody remember Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. And then, do you know what he replied? He said, oh, we can't do anything. I said, no, you can do something. He said, oh, it's Nigeria that is holding. No, it's not Nigeria that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the narrative you need to change because some people have been misinformed. So they think that it is Nigerian government or Abuja that is doing it. No! It is the Igbo elite, the Igbo politicians that are doing it. The Fulani elite, the Fulani politicians, what you have seen them done is to make sure you don't shoot at the terrorists. Look at it here. You don't shoot at the terrorists. You sit down and negotiate with them. You give them money. You give them more weapons. You agree to everything that the terrorist says. That is what the Fulani and the northern senators and ministers and governors are doing. But in our own case, what we have is that our senators are the ones calling for the head of Simon Ekpa to be on a plate. Our senators are the one calling for the head of Simon Ekpa to be on a spike because they fear that Biafra will end their criminality. But the terrorists in the north, their senators and their leaders, do not fear that their conquest agenda will end their criminality. Do you see the differences? These are the things you need to understand. Listen to this idiot.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the
I believe you've just listened to the problem and the headache of Igbo politician, Igbo senator inside the red chamber. That they are afraid that if they allow Biafra to continue, that every Nigerian will come to the reality of things. What is that reality? That reality is that there is nothing like bandits, that there are terrorists, jihadist terrorists that are killing people, slaughtering babies, women, and children to make sure that no Christian exists. And then they will end up implementing jihad in the entire world, Nigeria. And Nigeria will now become like Turkey, which happened to be a Christian country before, and today was conquered, and it is now Islamic. They are afraid that BRGI have been reporting the facts and figures, giving you accuracy in reportage, that while they are saying in Nigeria and downplaying the reportage of the massacre going on and telling people outside there that it is bandit, bandit, bandit. Who will you go and tell that a bandit come and kill me, a bandit invaded my house, and then the person will take you serious? No. That is what Nigerian terrorist government, the Senate, have branded the jihadist terrorists. Well, Biafran people are telling the entire world that they are the real jihadist terrorists. A brand of what you saw that happened in Israel on the October 7th massacre. Those are the same people that we have in Nigeria that have been wiping out Christians on a daily basis. Biafran people have been exposing this and bringing it out crystal clear. So this AU senator that calls himself Osita Isunaso, a fellow Biafran, claiming to be a fellow Biafran like this by name, is telling you that these red chambers are worried that when Biafra is allowed to engulf the entire Nigeria with the reality that everybody that will come to understand and embrace the truth about the Christian genocide and the jihad, that Nigeria will not exist again. So he is so worried. The people that are carrying out the jihad, the northern terrorist governors and ministers and senators that are aiding their people to carry out this jihad, did you see any of them raise the motion here? No, they did not raise the motion. Did you see any of them say something about what is happening here? No. But it is a foolish and imbecilic Igbo senator politician that had to wake up to say they should come and kill Biafran people so that the jihad that the northern people are doing can have a level playing field. Do you now understand how the problem of Biafran people, as it stands now, had not been masterminded by a Fulani man? It is being masterminded by who? Igbo politicians. That is why all Biafrans need to wake up. If you need to see Nnamdi Kanu release, and if you want to see Biafra, if you want to see Biafra Defense Forces eliminate the terrorists, you have to hold all these Igbo politicians accountable. Yes, it is called accountability. Hold them accountable and ask them for Nnamdi Kanu. All of them, you know all of them. List all their names. Look for them and ask them the question they should produce Nnamdi Kanu, because they are the ones holding Nnamdi Kanu down. They are the ones fighting against Biafra. They are the ones bringing all the terrorists to come into Biafra land to slaughter you. Those terrorists that wear uniform and come into Biafra land to kill you in your sleeps. Those CTV camera that you see where hammer tankers are moving in Biafra land, that is where the battle is happening. The people that bring all those hammer tankers, it is these imbecilic Igbo politicians that you see here. It is not a Fulani man that is seated in Abuja. Now, let me surprise you. This is who? Who is this person that you see on the screen here now? This is Femi Adesina. What do you call him? You call him spokesman to President Buhari, federal government of Nigeria. Huh? They told you that last week that UAE, United Arab Emirates, included 6 Nigerians on the terrorist list. And then, what did you hear this man tell you? They told you that they are not ready to release or to expose the sponsors of the jihadist terrorism or terrorists that has engulfed Nigeria. This is what Fulanis can do. This is what Yorubas can do. Yes. This is what Hausas can do. What do? They protect the terrorist that is killing all of you on a daily basis. They safeguard the terrorist that is killing all of you on a daily basis because they are using them as soldiers of the caliphate. They are using them to slaughter all of you. They are using them to outnumber the Christendoms so that jihad can prevail. But what did Osita did? This is what Osita is good at. Osita is good at telling you that they should go and look for Simon Ekpa, go and look for Nnamdi Kanu and kill them. Kill all Biafrans so that Biafra will not come. Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order. The Senate was very worried, and the Senate continued to remain worried about Biafra because Biafran people refuses to allow the terrorists that these people here have created. Biafran people refuse to allow them to penetrate into Biafra land to slaughter our babies, women and children at random. So that is why you can hear the Nigerian presidency say, Nigerian government will not expose sponsors of terrorism. They are not ready to expose. And they will not in any way expose it to you. But a foolish Igbo politician is calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be wiped out. He's calling for Mazi Simon Ekpa to be wiped out. He's calling for Biafrans to be wiped out. This program is a sensitization program to all Biafrans for you to understand and identify your problem. Your problem, the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released is the Igbo politicians. So, whichever way you know how to hold them accountable and go after them and look for them, go and look for these Igbo politicians. They are the ones keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in perpetual slavery. They are the ones locking him down. If Boko Haram terrorists are displaying weapons on their body and coming for a peace talk, and they are killing babies, women, and children, and then the same government of Nigeria telling you they will not expose the people that sponsor these same terrorists, and yet they are giving them more money. But a fool here who calls himself Igbo politician, he is coming out to tell you that Simon Ekpa should be brought down. Then you should know what is wrong with these people. Yes. It was not the senators of the Northeast or North Central that called for the head of Simon Ekpa. It was the senators of Southeast. Are you getting the point? The arrangement of the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not done by the Fulani terrorists. Those that finalize and then put everything in order. Okay, does it shock you to understand that Kanu was telling the entire Biafran people that after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped on the 18th and 19th of June 2021, that he was aware, and then he kept it away from Biafrans. And then DOS also were aware. They kept it away from Biafrans. What did they do? They re-strategized to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Twitter account from on the 18th and 19th of June 2021 throughout the time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and tortured and beaten to death. Start counting, oh. Go and count. In fact, let me go to Nnamdi Kanu's Twitter account. Let me go there. Because it's good that when we are showing some of you something, we make it practical. Make it the same. Now, from on this day that you see on the screen here, when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, ask yourself, who is using Nnamdi Kanu's account to tweet and talk to Biafrans? It is Kanu Kanu, DOS, and the Igbo politicians and the lawyers' arrangement. They arrange and they are using fellow Biafrans. They are using fellow Biafrans. So listen, oh, they are using fellow Biafrans. Fellow Biafrans. They use them to continue using Nnamdi Kanu's account. To be this man that you see that they use his account to tweet on the 18th and 19th. So he has already been kidnapped. He has been kidnapped. And the people that kidnap him, they connive with Igbo politicians, DOS, Kanu Kanu, his brother. And as they finish the kidnapping, he is aware, Kanu Kanu, his brother, is aware. And as they are using Nnamdi Kanu's Twitter account to be tweeting from the 18th and 19th, going down, Kanu Kanu is aware. Kanu Kanu is aware. DOS are aware. Kanu Kanu is aware. DOS is aware. Kanu Kanu is aware. DOS is aware. They are the one doing all these tweets. It's not Fulani terrorists that were doing it. It is our Biafran brothers that we use to do it. Are you getting the point? Not that they hacked into Nnamdi Kanu's Twitter account. No. They had the password. They had the access to maybe his phone or his computer where he used to log in and tweet and post. So they have the access and they are using it to tweet. They tweeted till on the 28th. You see this last post here on the 28th. This last post on the 28th, check the time. In my own time, it showed 2:39 p.m. This was the last post. Can you see? They are telling you that Iswa Boko Haram killed soldiers as terrorists overrun Nigerian army base, while Nnamdi Kanu is appearing in Nigerian court. This very 28th, they are using his account to tweet. It is not Igbo politicians that did this. Oh, tell me that it is Fulani terrorists that did it. Abi? Ah, okay. Fulani terrorists. They enter Nnamdi Kanu computer. They know his password. They know where the computer was. They enter his phone. They now use it to be tweeting, right? Okay. So you can see and understand the level of the sabotage and the saboteurs that you have all around you. They were using his account to tweet and talk to Biafrans till on the 28th. When he appeared in court, it was Showore that raised the alarm. When they saw that Showore raised the alarm on this 28th, that was when they immediately stopped posting. Ask Kanunta today, ask DOS, why did you people stop posting with Nnamdi Kanu's account on the 28th, immediately that Showore appeared in court and raised the alarm that he saw Nnamdi Kanu blindfolded and chained and brought into court? Ask them, was it Nnamdi Kanu that was kidnapped and chained and was coming into court that was tweeting on his own account? Which phone was he using to tweet? Are you all getting the point? Are you all getting the message? So, look for these Igbo terrorist politicians. They are your problems. They connive and worked with some of you that claim to be IPOB members working with Nnamdi Kanu for years. They connive with some of you that claim to be BRGI cabinet members working with PM for years. Imagine that Ada Zion was the campaign manager of Ifeanyi Uba, but yet she was inside BRGI. While we were shouting no elections in Biafra land in November and December of 2022, which we are to enter 2023 for no elections of Nigeria in 2023. This woman was doing political campaign for Ifeanyi Uba from behind. She will finish the political campaign. She will now come into BRGI cabinet meetings and be taking every note and meetings and information that is happening there. And PM did not know. Maybe he knew, and then he kept quiet. But because of him keeping quiet, did you see, because he did not take actions against the sabotage and the saboteurs that they saw around him and in his cabinet, because he did not take them serious, he overlooked them. Did you see where it has landed Biafran people? That is why BRGI is taking care of anybody that is trying to sabotage and to destroy what we are doing now. So if you know that the Koboko don't reach your head, carry on. Carry on, because na so your own case go be. We know they look anybody face now. So if you are asking, who are the people that raised the motion for Biafra to be shut down? It is not the terrorist Fulani senators from Abuja. I showed you something, that the person that was talking from the Nigerian presidency and said they are not going to unveil the sponsors of terrorism. What name was it? The name was Femi Adesina. Huh. The name was Femi Adesina. They were ready to protect their terrorists. But this AU that you see here on the screen, what they want to do is to kill and to destroy the Biafran people. The leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria.
The person that is speaking there is the one that led this delegation that you see on the screen. Senate asked federal government, Strada Simon Ekpa, stop Biafran people from sitting at home. So, Fulani terrorists, Fulani man did not do it. Yoruba man did not stand up to do it. But who did it? A Fulefu Igbo politician.
Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa,
The same way they were worried of Biafra, calling on the name of Simon Ekpa, they are now worried of who again? They are now worried of Biafra Defense Forces. You see? But the people that are clamoring and calling for the end of Biafra and for the end of Biafra Army and for the end of Nnamdi Kanu and for the end of Simon Ekpa and for the end of IPOB, the people that are making this call are not the northern senators, are not the Yoruba senators. They are not the Middle Beltan senators, because they see and feel and understand the massacre that these terrorists are doing to them every day. It is only the Biafra Defense Forces, the Biafra people, that are holding the lives of everybody in Nigeria to stand now. Because the Biafra Defense Forces are able to stop these terrorists from doing the same thing that they are doing in the far north and middle belt. This is why you need to come to the understanding of doing what? Supporting Biafra Defense Forces. And understanding that your real enemies are these elders and leaders that you have. When you face them head on and once and for all, you will know that half of your problems will be solved.
who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Today, Simon is not here. And you people have seen that after locking Simon up, that the fire of Biafra is still burning. You people have now turned the radar to Biafra Defense Forces. You see? Boko Haram terrorists are being supported and taken care of by even the Vice President of Nigeria. The Vice President of Nigeria is telling you, do not use military to crush the terrorists in the north. Are you getting the message? Do not use military to crush the terrorists in the north. That is the message from the Vice President of Nigeria and the senators of the north. But what did the senators, the elders, and the kindred of Igbo land are doing? What are they doing? What they are doing is that they are looking for the heads of our Biafra Defense Forces, who are saving our babies, women, and children from being slaughtered. They are looking for their heads to cut off. They want to cut off their heads put them on a spike, just like they were looking for the head of Simon Ekpa on a spike. These people want the terrorists to come into our communities and wipe us all out while celebrating the existence of the Fulani terrorists. This broadcast should be a wake-up call to all of you Biafrans. All Biafrans, this should be a wake-up call to all of you to understand that your problem is not far-fetched. Your problem is these governors and senators. Just like you have sit at home carried out in Biafra land, your sit at home cannot be carried out in Abuja. Your sit at home cannot be carried out in Lagos. Your sit at home cannot be carried out in Ekiti. Your sit at home cannot be carried out in Yola. Your sit at home cannot be carried out in Ondo. Your sit at home is carried out in Biafra land. And that is why they are feeling the impact. And they are crying every day that the sit at home is making them to lose money. That is how you also have to not to go and look for these senators and governors and leaders who are your problems in Abuja. You don't have to go to Abuja to look for them. You have to look for them in Biafra land and hold them accountable. Yes. Look for these senators in Biafra land. Look for these governors and ministers in Biafra land who has decided to jail Nnamdi Kanu, who are looking for the head of Simon Ekpa, who are looking for the head of the Biafra Defense Forces to put on a spike. Look for these senators and ministers in Biafra land. They are not too far, they are in Biafra land. The same way that sit at home is observed in Biafra land and you don't observe it in Lagos, you don't observe it in Abuja. This is how you have to observe these people, these senators. You have to observe them in Biafra land. The moment you observe them as sit at home in Biafra land, that is when you will see Nnamdi Kanu release. That is when you will see that they will come back to their senses and understand that Biafra is not their enemy, but it is their solution and their only way out for everybody to survive. If you're not ready to do that, then you'll be lamenting and shouting and crying when you see all of them gather in Abuja in the court and be talking with their two sides of their mouth. Nigerian government, they are treating Martin Nnamdi Kanu good and bad. Then Fulani, they are giving them this and giving them that. It is nonsense. Because they that are speaking there, when you see them speak, they speak from what they know. They know why they are speaking. They know the arrangement that they have made before they come out and speak. Because if not, all of them will storm and cajole and put pressure on Abuja to release Nnamdi Kanu. But since they are the one doing the game, since they are the one keeping him in prison, they are giving assurance and telling the terrorist presidency in Nigeria, the drug lord, do not release Nnamdi Kanu. Do not release him. Don't worry about the noise they are making to not release him. Okay, you're telling them not to release him, right? They should not worry about the noise we are making. Okay, Biafran people will continue to make the noise. And this time they are going to make the noise that you will understand very well. The language that they will use to make this noise, you will understand the noise very, very well. So this is what Biafran people need to do. Don't go and sleep. Don't go and do anyhow and then forget yourself. You are at war and the terrorists are coming to hunt you down on a daily basis. Don't sleep and close your eyes. Yes, wake up and know what you have to do. You see, this is Juanese Ndimpurumeri telling you that Nigerian terrorist army should go after the Biafra Defense Forces and take them all down. And they are telling you that Biafra Defense Forces are the ones doing the killing in Igbo land. You see? Terrorists that are doing killing, Nigerian terrorist army that are doing the killing and putting everybody on the edge. They are not putting the narrative the way it is. Instead, they are come and put the blame on the Biafran people. Orange Mini is telling the entire world that it is Biafran people that is causing insecurity in Biafra land. While all the town hall meetings that have been held in Biafra or even in other part of Nigeria as a country, you see that the people that came out to speak as testimonies tell you that the people that are causing the insecurity in this country are the Nigerian military formations. That they aid and abet the terrorists. They kill people anyhow, they shoot, they do checkpoints, they block and they extort money from people. They even stand and shield the terrorists when they are entering some communities to go and kill people. But yet, Ohaneze ndị Igbo. You see why I tell you that Ohaneze ndị Igbo, Igbo politicians are your problem. They are the ones jailing Nnamdi Kanu. Show me any evidence here that you see these Igbo politicians, these Ohaneze ndị Igbo, these senators, these ministers, these governors coming out to solicit for your own help, coming out to come and ask for you to move from point A to point B. No, there is no evidence of such. What you see is that they are the ones actually digging your graves, while Fulani terrorists are doing what? Enjoying themselves with their own governors and their senators protecting and keeping them. This senator that you see here, this Osita Isunaso, he did not open his mouth and then talk about the terrorists
brought into
of
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Listen, this is Ahmed Dati, a former whether deputy or vice presidential candidate of Nigeria. Now, this Mburumiri Osita of Igbo politician extract did not tell Nigerian people that the people that brought the terrorists to Nigeria are the Nigerian terrorist politicians from the north. But they are telling people that Biafra army are the problems of Nigeria. That Biafra independence, that Nnamdi Kanu, that Simon Ekpa is the problem of Nigeria. Do you see why you need to go and look for these people and hold them accountable for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Do you see why? Do you understand it now? Okay, listen to this.
Nigeria. Brought into Nigeria pre-2015 election. Brought into Nigeria pre-2015 election. These are even small ones. Do you remember? Now, what I'm about to say and my arguments are that insecurity is part of APC. Insecurity has been APC's way of getting power. Insecurity has been part of APC's way of staying in power.
Is that fact or just your opinion?
That is my candid, firm opinion that is being strengthened by the kind of unfortunate comments like that of Nasiru.
So
2 days ago.
But there are no facts to what you're saying.
There are
no facts to what you're saying. If there are opinions, how would you say a government of the day is part of their life or living is insecurity?
That I'm giving you the facts. Now I have clearly given you 3 statements of politicians, government functionaries that are undisputed. I have given you this. Go back in time. Do you remember that a former Nigerian president was attacked by terrorists? Unprecedented, never in the history of Nigeria did that happen. Do you also remember that I made a passing statement on that in 2022, which, as usual, people didn't take seriously? Why did some young men in the forest in the northeast, what business do they have? When Nigerian leaders leave, they are liked, they are loved, they are forgiven all their errors and everything. This one, they followed and tried to kill him. Why did that happen? What happened in all the donations leading up to 2015? Why decide to come back and run in 2015 after crying and telling the whole world you're no longer contesting? What was the link with North Africa? What was the link with Muammar Gaddafi? He's not alive, but others are alive.
My name is.
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and socio-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I said the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that the government has refused to try them? You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned, some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why?
My name brought into Nigeria pre-2015 election. These are even small ones. Do you remember? Now, what I'm about to say and my arguments are that insecurity is part of APC. Insecurity has been APC's way of getting power. Insecurity has been part of APC's way of staying in power.
Is that fact or just your opinion?
That is my candid, firm opinion that is being strengthened by the kind of unfortunate comments like that of Nasiru.
So
2 days ago.
But there are no facts to what you're saying.
There are
no facts to what you're saying.
There are facts.
If there are opinions, how would you say a government of the day is part of their life or living is insecurity?
That I'm giving you the facts. Now I have clearly given you 3 statements of politicians, government functionaries that are undisputed. I have given you this. Go back in time. Do you remember that a former Nigerian president was attacked by terrorists? Unprecedented, never in the history of Nigeria did that happen. Do you also remember that I made a passing statement on that in 2022, which, as usual, people didn't take seriously? Why did some young men in the forest in the northeast, what business do they have? When Nigerian leaders leave, they are liked, they are loved, they are forgiven all their errors and everything.
If you want to join the studio to say something, please click the link that I just posted now. I will be rounding up the program and we don't have much time. So click the link and join. The phone lines are not enabled, only from the link that I posted in the comment section. Thank you so much.
This one, they followed and tried to kill him. Why did that happen? What happened in all the donations leading up to 2015? Why decide to come back and run in 2015 after crying and telling the whole world you're no longer contesting? What was the link with North Africa? What was the link with Muammar Gaddafi? He's not alive, but others are alive.
You see, the question that was posed before was why has Nigerian government refused to expose the sponsors of the terrorism? The answer is there on the screen. Because they are using them to work as they are soldiers of the caliphate. All right. Please, those that are coming into the studio, you can speak without your camera. You can speak with your camera. So it depends on you. If you want to turn your camera on or off, you can use any one. I think we have our APM in the house. APM, they work from here. You're welcome to the studio. You can go ahead, sir. Oh, network. His network is disturbing based on its location. So, Biafran people, the message in this program was very easy for you to comprehend. For us to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, don't continue to lament. Go and look for all these politicians and hold them accountable for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the only way, because they are working for the Nigerian terrorist government. They are their slave boys in Biafra land. So you must start by holding them accountable in Biafra land so that they will produce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and produce every Biafran that they have captured and locked up. When you see these other ones that they call Ohaneze Ndibo and the other governors and senators coming out again to write this thing, they wrote this thing just a day after the Nigerian terrorist court refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go for medical attention. They came out to come and write this nonsense you see here, that they want Nigerian terrorist government to go after Biafra Defense Forces General Gento. So this is to show you who these people are working for and what they have come to do. So if you don't go looking for them, asking them the questions that you need to ask them, you're going nowhere. You're not making headway. You can't continue to cry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released, while Showore is released. While Showore is released, while okay, PM is having network problem. Let me see if I can place a call to you and then put here on speaker. While Showore is released, and then Sunday Bo is walking freely, and then you are lamenting. No, it is not time to lament. Go and hold these Igbo politicians accountable. When you hold them, they will go and release that thing that they had agreement with Nigerian terrorist government to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it shouldn't be business as usual. If you're ready for freedom, you have to do the needful. All right, Biafran people, we have our APM on the line. Since network is not allowing him from the studio, He has to speak from the phone, and we hope his voice will come out clear. APM, welcome to the program, and over to you, sir. They will from here.
Well, thank you, Minister of Information. This interesting program. I have to be part of it because it's very important we educate Biafrans at large. Thank you, fellow citizens. Wherever you are hearing my voice from, it's good evening from here. Thank you all that have remained steadfastness, hardworking, the genuine ones that are really fighting for our freedom. We appreciate you. And for those that are still watching, those that have not joined, those that are asking questions, what are we doing? Are we serious? Is this Biafra going to come or not? Please kindly support your freedom. This question have echoed in our ears for quite some time now. Even in the time when our leader Nnamdi Kanu was here with us, some are asking, this our Biafra, when is it coming? When will it be? Even when our Prime Minister was here, they asked him, this Biafra, when is it going to be restored? When is Biafra going to be restored? We already declared Biafra. We are no longer agitating. What we are doing, we are liberating. Biafra is already restored. What we are doing now is liberating our territory. We are chasing the enemies out of our territory. And we can only succeed with your help, with the collective effort of every Biafra. You know, why I decided to join this program today, we don't have to, you can't run faster than your shoulder. You need to identify the cause of a problem to solve the problem. During the PCP, when U.S. designated Nigeria as country of particular concern, I made it clear with some of the senators and some of the Congress people that was there present. I made it clear to them, I educate them, that if you want to kill a snake, you cut off the head. So we need to identify our problem. What is our problem? How do we get here? The rat in the house notify, echo the rat outside that there is food in the house. It's so interesting today that we have identified the cause and one of the roots of our problem. The Igbo politicians know that they are just part of it. They work very hard for their so-called status quo. They have sold their soul to the devil. They collude. They work with the Nigerian terrorist state. Every information, everything that's been used to suppress Biafran people today, to kill Biafran people, all the information that was dished out to the Nigerian terrorist state is by these illegitimate politicians, like somebody like P2B running around the whole United States of America campaigning for 2027. This fool called P2B have not advocated for his village, have not advocated for his people, have not advocated for Biafrans that have been massacred. Actually, P2B participated in the Oji River killing. He massacred Mazov members at the time, which are Biafran Christians. P2B killed Christians. P2B is one of the criminals. And other politicians from Goodluck Jonathan to Wike, Soludo, Obiano, and Mba. What is all these useless politicians' name? All of them are evil. They work with the Nigerian terrorist state. And for Biafrans to be free, we need to do what is right. Those of you that know where P2B from, some are P2B family member. Some of you have been victim of P2B criminality, P2B action. Those that know Soludo, some of you have been victim. Some of you have been killed, either your uncle, mother, sister. Some have been victim of these terrorists that they are bringing into Biafra land. What about this fool called Hope Uzodimma? Some of you have been victim. And as we, Biafran people, we are one family. It don't matter what state you're from Biafra land. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all victims of the crime all these Biafran politicians have committed because they have colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state. Any one of them we can lay our hand on. We will revenge. We will deal with them mercilessly. If you know any of them, if you're a Biafran, if you want to live, you know what to do. Then if you want to die, you know what to do. If you want to live, do that which is right. Him that have bring enemy to kill you, you know what to do. Before they unlife you, before they take your life, don't let that happen. We are not happy how Biafrans have been massacred, killed. During the genocidal war, over 5 million Biafrans were massacred and killed. The world is not talking about it. The world had to be blind, dumb, and deaf. The United Nations of Evil Empire, they don't even recognize the people of Biafra. They don't talk about how the Nigerian terrorist state are killing Biafrans. They never even reward we Biafrans that are asking for our freedom. There's no reward from them. But they decide to reward terrorists. They always want to go the other way. Then as far as we Biafrans, are we going to be quiet? Are we going to let these people kill us? Please, let's do the needful. Fund your freedom. Your freedom is not given. All these evil, illegitimate politicians, they are few in number, but they are causing a lot of harm. They all need to go down. Wuto wuto is the code. If you know what you can do, just take full caution, full measures of what to do. And we have our BDF, those that are fighting hard to protect our land. Actually, I have in one of my meetings, this congressman asked me, do we have a military? Do we have our BDF? I say, yes, we do. As a nation, as a country, that is one of the criteria that required. We are proud of our BDF. If they get the necessary logistic, the necessary tools, they will do what is right. They have sworn oath to work for Biafran people. They are volunteer army. You can't defeat volunteer army. They want to work and do what that is right to rescue Biafra land from the hand of these terrorists. And for Biafran people, the general public, the citizens of the great country of Biafra, rise up. Go after those that have brought the enemy to kill you. Go after all the politicians, illegitimate ones. They are all evil. They live by your blood. They live by the innocent blood of Biafrans. They are blood-sucking demons. They colluded with the Islamic jihadist terrorists. They colluded with the Nigerian state. They don't mean well for you. That's why they loot your country dry. They don't mean well for the Biafran people. Please, it's time that we do what is right. It's time that we all rise up. It's time that Biafra need to say enough is enough. Enough of this killing. If you're a Biafra, are you happy with the killing that is going on in Biafra land today? That means you are evil. That means you are a saboteur. That means you are working with the illegitimate politicians that have colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state. Yes. So if you don't want to be part of the calamity that will befall all these evil people, disease from participating, disease from killing Biafran people, make a U-turn, support your freedom, support your people, support your great nation. All the politicians must go down. Anywhere you see them parading in Biafra land, talking about stupid election, we Biafrans, we only conduct Biafran election in Biafra land. And that time is coming. Please, everywhere meaningful Biafra, wherever you see this Voxshaw gathered in the name of one Nigeria, don't give them a breathing space. They are your enemy. They never meant well for you. That's why Biafra land, they make it ungovernable. Your seaport don't work. Biafra land don't have a sewage system, no good road, no electricity, no basic amenity, no good hospital. Everywhere stink. Everywhere is so polluted, mosquito everywhere, people getting sick. The death toll in Biafra land today is beyond our imagination. And we need to stop this mental slavery. We need to start thinking and reasoning like normal human beings. We need to start reasoning like those that want to live, those that believe in Chukwukike Abiyama, those that are born to free their people. Remember, Biafra land belongs to us. Biafra land don't belong to the Nigerian terrorist state. Biafra land don't belong to the Islamic jihadis. Biafra land is our land. We must protect our land. Any evil group, organization, or Hanezi Igbo, all these fake, useless people that are sucking the blood of our people, okay, Pataraka, any of them you can lay your hand on. Do what is needful. Take that person down. They don't deserve to live. They have killed us in number. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped. These evil politicians are not speaking. The Nigerian politicians are not speaking. The court have asked for his release 2 years ago. They still held him. They didn't let him go. And our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, again was arrested. All the politicians, both the Igbo politicians, the whole Nigerian politicians, they all colluded. We can't keep quiet. Those that have come to kill us, to destroy us, we must take them down. It's not a joke. It's not a threat. We are fighting for our existence. We are fighting for our survival. And if we allow them, they will kill us all. So we have to defend our land. We have to defend our women and children. We have to defend the vulnerable ones. Our land is so precious for us. We don't have nowhere else to go. I keep saying it yesterday at our town hall meeting. I made it clear. If we allow these people chase us out of our land, where are we going? Ambazonia is there battling with the Cameroonians. They're battling for their freedom. If we go to Ambazonia, they will even tell us they don't have enough space for themselves. They will chase us out. If we run to Cameroon, Cameroon is another evil country like Nigeria. They won't even allow us in. If we run to the Oduduwa, Yoruba, Lagos, they are even killing us there now, burning our businesses there, burning our house there. Are you going to the north? Look at what happened, the way they killed Deborah. Look at how they are burning Biafran's businesses, Biafran's home in the north. Where will you go, Biafrans? Wake up. Everyone you identify that come to take our life, we will not allow whoever it is to succeed. It don't matter who it is. Take that person down. Your freedom is not negotiable. Our life is not negotiable. Our freedom is in our hand and we need to grab it. If not, all these evil politicians that have colluded to suck our blood, all these evil politicians that have colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state not to release our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, all of them that have colluded and call us name, call us terrorists, all of them that colluded with EU to detain and lock up our prime minister, they don't beg well for Biafran people. Wake up, rise up before it is too late. Thank you.
Thank you, APM. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Biafran people, this program has been educating enough. You know your problem and then you face them. It is incumbent on you now to hold those you know are your problems, those that are stopping your freedom from coming fast, those that are calling for the head of our Prime Minister on a spike, those that are calling for the head of our Biafra Defense Forces on a spike, those that are calling for all Biafrans to be massacred, hold them accountable. Wherever you see all these governors and senators, hold them accountable. Ask them the questions you need to ask. Where is Nnamdi Kanu? Don't hold one of them accountable and then leave the other one alone. No. Hold all of them accountable. Hold them accountable with their entire groups. If you see them coming out, they come with women and children. Hold all of them. They should give you answer of why they want Nnamdi Kanu to be jailed and dead inside prison. Because Fulani terrorists are there protecting their own, keeping them. I've not seen any post, neither any publication, neither any petition or prayer from any senator or House of Assembly members that is from the north of Nigeria or Yorubas standing up to call on Nigerian terrorist government to go after their own people and to kill them because they want to do the War Republic, because they want Islamic Jihad or they want the War Republic. I've not seen any of them. Rather, what they will do is that they stand up, they call for Nigerian terrorist government not to use military crackdown on them. Rather, the Nigerian government should go and engage them and should go and negotiate with them, should go and dialogue with them. That is what the senators and the governors and the ministers of other parts of Nigeria are doing. It is only in Biafra land that you will hear a senator and a governor and minister standing up to tell you, go and destroy Biafra army, go and destroy Biafra generals, go and destroy Nnamdi Kanu, go and destroy Simon Ekpa, go and destroy this person, go and destroy IPOB. It is only in Biafra land that you hear. So you have identified them now. Look for them and ask them the question. Hold them accountable and let them release Nnamdi Kanu. ASAP. Stop looking for those that are in Abuja. Stop looking for the president of Nigeria. Hold the people that you know are the ones that dig your graves. Somebody is telling them to dig your graves and they are digging it joyously, collecting money. Who are they? It is the politicians that you have around you that are from your own communities, that are from your own village, that are from your own kindred. Those are the people you hold accountable. When you hold them accountable, just like you are doing sit at home, you are observing sit at home, then you are observing them. The same way they were crying about the sit at home repercussions in Southeast, they will still go and cry about what you are doing to them. The way you're holding them accountable in Biafra land, they will go and cry back to Abuja like that. And then the release of Nnamdi Kanu will come. Until we do this, it means you are not ready. So wake up and do the needful. Stop crying and lamenting. And don't be carried away by showy display of nonsense protests by the elders of Biafra land, or the elders in Umuahia, or the elders in Enugu, or the elders in Izombe. That is nonsense. I salute all Biafrans, and as a final reminder, tell them that there is nothing that they should try, and there is nothing like Nigeria 1st October independence celebration in Biafra territory. There is nothing like that. They should not try to showcase it in Biafra land, and they should not even start, because it will not happen. Biafra territory is Biafra territory. Nigeria territory should stop in Abuja and stop where the terrorists can breed, not in Biafra territory. I salute all of you. And from me, from here, it is good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night to some of you. Ndewo Chineke.